Good evening, everyone. My name is Tyler Santangelo, and beside me,
Alex Brooks.
And you're tuned into WODU, the best in college radio. This is Cup Check. We have been off the air for a couple days, and in that time, we've decided we're going to make a little bit of a new format in the way we run through some news. So, Alex, if you want to give them the rundown, go for it.
All right, we decided to switch up a little bit. We're still going to cover the same thing, obviously, because it has been working well. But we decided to kind of switch it up, and we'll be playing with it a little bit. So when you tune in, each time you'll be like, oh, that's different. We're just trying to find something a little more creative, I guess you'd have to say. A little different.
A little bit.
Throw it in. And
more flow.
We're going to also put it on a YouTube channel. So that's a Cup Check Radio. I think it's just going to be under that. We'll post a link on our Twitter and Facebook. But and we're going to try to splice in some videos here and there, maybe get an opening. So we're going to try to do a lot with this new format. And obviously the format's the first thing that we're going to change up, try to get a little bit, change it up a little bit. So if you like it, don't like it, suggestions at all, just follow us on Twitter and tweet us at cupcheck_radio. And that's
So give them what the new format is.
All right, so the new format's it's simpler. We're going to start with sports news, just kind of little tad bits here and there of what exactly happened. Then we're going to go to sports talk, just a little bit of our thoughts on a bunch of things that's happened. And then we're going to get a little debate section. We're going to kind of debate a few things here and there, kind of see what exactly, what exactly we think about topics. Probably not going to agree on most of them, but
because Alex is always wrong.
That's because Tyler's always wrong, obviously. But regardless, that's what we're going to do. And as you see, they've moved the computer back up. We are much, much lower today.
Indeed, I've got a microphone covering my chest.
So let's actually move this real fast. You look out of the picture. Nope, not that way.
Wrong way. Oh God, if it falls, you're paying.
Yeah, never mind. All right, so
all right, let's just dive in, shall we?
We're gonna start with the sports news. So today, Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, obviously, is his 25th year of owning the Cowboys today.
25 years too long. Whew.
Yeah, I heard a stat. Up to 96, they were 30 games over 500, and they had won a few Super Bowls.
And now they're 176 and 176, and 1-6 in the playoffs.
Yeah, so
since then,
we like to throw it on Tony Romo because he deserves most of it, but they need a GM.
They do. They need a GM who isn't cocky and moronic.
Who doesn't try to run the team because he needs to deal strictly business.
All right.
Raymond fell. Actually, let's save that one till the end of this part because that's got a lot to talk about there. LeBron's going to return Thursday, hopefully, from his broken nose that Ibaka landed his elbow on.
I really hope he's wearing one of those face masks.
He is.
Yes.
He's going to wear those face. Parks and Rec, you will now wear face mask because LeBron's doing it.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, a face mask and a headband now.
Nice.
I mean, what else could he wear on his face?
Maybe it'll be like the
goggles. He needs some rec specs.
So it's like a mixture of Amari Stoudemire and LeBron James.
Yeah,
nice.
I suppose. I'm not quite sure why exactly. Or I understand why he's doing it, but broken nose, I guess that decides it. Jordan Gross, the Panthers left tackle, he went to the Pro Bowl this year. He will retire. He's not going to play next season.
It's going to hurt the Panthers because he was a really good tackle. He was able to play guard, center, tackle, everything that he wanted to play.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he retired so soon. Well, not so soon, but I'm surprised he retired coming off of a Pro Bowl year and them doing so well. You know, the Panthers might be a favorite to win the Super Bowl next year the way they played. So to retire now, they have the potential.
They have the potential, but the NFC's kind of stacked.
Yeah, it is. But, I mean, there's some feuding between 49ers and their coach. So
True.
We'll see there.
Mr. Harbaugh.
Yeah. The Syracuse Orange lost 2 of their last 3 games and slid to 4th place in the polls. They played Duke, which questionable call at the end, I'd have to say.
And Boston College.
Yeah, they lost to Boston College. Not quite sure what happened.
And they won against Marquette, I think it was, off of just a half-court three-pointer. Their last 5 games have been horrible.
Oh, yeah.
They lost 2 of them, which they deserved to lose.
Yeah. The Duke game was...
The fact that they're still 4th is pretty impressive.
Yeah. The Duke game was the in call. I don't know if I'd call that.
By C.J. Fair.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call a charge, but I don't think I'd call a block. just play through it. I just say contact. Because, I mean,
You had to call something.
10 seconds left and the game's on the line. I don't know.
You have to call something. Either which way, he'd have been wrong to a couple million people.
Yeah, exactly. Perkins had groin surgery and will be out for 6 weeks. Don't like to see an injury, but
No,
if there's
Perkins.
anybody on the Thunder we could live without, he definitely the one.
I don't know. You're not gonna have somebody to run in and throw an elbow at someone's face.
That's true. He's averaging 3.5 points and 5 rebounds a game, and he's a starter. That right there should tell you why Kendrick.
I thought you were
Perkins
gonna say like 3.5 points and 5 rebounds. Like, hey, if coming off the bench, 5 rebounds, that's helpful. But he's starting.
So I'm on the boat of hashtag start Steve Adams.
Hashtag sucks to suck. Let's move on.
Next we got the Wizards. Their big man as well, Nene, is out for 6 weeks with a knee injury.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's actually a big loss. The Thunder, obviously, joking matter. But Nene for the Wizards, and the Wizards
is awful
because the Wizards are trying to make a playoff push, and now to have him gone for 6 weeks, that they're going to be in some trouble there.
He's our main offensive spark behind Wall. Of
Yeah.
course.
So that's going to be a huge loss on their part, and the East is terrible, so they might be able to limp through that one. The Heisman winner played the Yankees today and went 0 for 2. That's right. The football Heisman winner played baseball versus the Yankees today.
So was it like all the football Heisman winners?
No. Florida
Like,
State.
Was it a Heisman winner? Like
Yeah,
the team of Heisman winners versus Yankees.
That would be an interesting
That
game.
would be an interesting game. Except by now, 10 of them would be like 80.
Yeah.
Was he playing with the Yankees?
No, Florida State scrimmaged the Yankees today.
Oh, and he decided, hey, I might be a football player.
No, he plays baseball.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, his last loss was 261 days ago, when they lost to UFC in
UCF,
baseball.
you mean?
Yeah, UCF in baseball.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And then today to the Yankees.
Yeah, that was his first loss in almost a year.
Well, that's what he gets for going 0-2. You should put the team on your back and win yourself whatever the baseball Heisman is.
Yeah, he said he was starstruck by it all, and I'd have to say I'd be pretty
I would be
starstruck.
too. Oh, look, there's Derek Jeter. Oh, I'm being pitched at by Mario Rivera. Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Well, obviously not. He
Yeah,
retired,
not Rivera.
but
Yeah, but there's CC Sabathia. Oh, there went a 200-mile-an-hour fastball by my head.
I could hit that. We're good.
The Kings are working to buy out the contract of, I didn't write it down, I don't know why, but Jimmer Fredette.
That's why you didn't write it down. That's a long name.
Yeah, I meant to write Fredette. And the Grizzlies say they might go after him. Not quite sure why.
He's not really a household name at all. If you don't follow basketball, you don't know what he's done. He's, a shooting guard?
I think so.
He averages probably 3 or 4 points a game coming off the bench.
He was a college star. We'll get to maybe a reason why they'd pick him up here in a minute. But the one that we kind of moved down a little bit, Raymond Felton was arrested on gun charges, and his wife came out saying that he threatened her. It just gets worse and worse for the Knicks. It gets worse. I mean, Dirk last night just dropping the dagger.
Bring that up.
Dropping the dagger. He said that was an ugly shot, by the way. Dirk was like, that was an ugly shot, but it went in. And now Raymond Felton, who was going to be trade bait, I don't know if you knew that. Raymond Felton was in all the trade talks. And now he arrested on gun charges. I think he just posted bail. And his wife said...
So he's literally Plaxico Burrsinger's right now. Because Plaxico is like, I'm on the Giants. Let's shoot myself in the leg in a club and get gun charges.
Yeah,
and
except...
Raymond's like, hey, I'm going to get gun charges. Except I'm not as good as Plaxico.
And I mean, what's up with people beating up their wives?
He did not hit her. He threatened her.
Okay, what's up with people threatening their wives? Or
what's up with people just being violent towards women?
Or following through with the threat, as Ray Rice did.
He must have threatened her like 8 times.
Oh,
Woman,
yeah,
if you don't stop, I'm gonna knock you out.
I don't know what that exactly was. All right, so we said we were gonna bring up maybe why they'll get Fredette Grizzly. We'll move to sports talk now. The first one, the NBA is looking to is looking into the idea of expanding the court and adding a 4-point shot. They would make the court longer, and I guess add another line like college does. And have a 4-point shot. I'm sure it'd be pretty deep, but we all know there's Fredette range. So are they building for the future? No, they're not building for the future.
I know, but
The 4-point shot. I mean, what are your thoughts on the 4-point shot? It's something that everybody's joked about, but I think if they put in the game, everybody would joke about it being in the game.
I mean, like, you'll hear, like, oh, man, he had a half-court shot. Why wasn't that worth 4 at the buzzer? But, I mean, if they did put a 4-point shot in there, you could justify any shot that's ever taken on the court ever.
Depends where it is. I mean, you can't justify a half-court shot.
What if that's the 4-point line? They don't expand it. They just put 4
Yeah, but I
points
mean,
on the half-court.
then you really shouldn't do that unless you need 4 points.
True.
Honestly, if they put in a 4-point line,
That gives that gives an opportunity for 5-point plays. That's going to change the game entirely.
Yeah, but I think that if you put in a 4-point shot, it really will not be used unless you're down 4 with no time left on the clock.
Or you're for dead.
But I mean, honestly, a coach isn't going to be like, all right, line up for half-court shots now.
The shootings, they have layup lines, 3-point lines, half-court lines,
Yeah,
full-court lines.
No, I mean, I think that it's something that's fun. Maybe throw it in throw it in the All-Star game. The All-Star game have a 4-point line.
And I mean, the All-Star game was good this year, so put it in the All-Star game, see if it goes off well on that, maybe.
Yeah. No, but I put a half-court shot. I do a 4-point shot in the All-Star game.
It needs many years in the All-Star game before even thinking about putting that in the actual game.
Yeah, I mean, they're talking about it. And I wouldn't put it, not in the actual game at all. But 4-point shot in the All-Star game. I mean, it's something else that the All-Star game has that replaces defense because there's no defense in it.
I want to continue being able to joke about it. I don't want to have to move it up to the 5-point line joke.
Yeah.
4-point line joke, that's it.
Yeah. But I would not throw it in any level game except in like an All-Star game because it's funny to watch.
Okay.
Because, I mean, they scored 160 points each?
Yeah.
So why not give them 4? And, I mean, that would be the only time it would be a reasonable shot.
LeBron for 4.
Yeah, that would be the only time it'd be like, okay, LeBron can pull up from half court. If you didn't get, what are you doing? All right, Ozzie Guillen, the very, very vocal skipper. I don't even know if he's on a team now. He might be. No, he was in Miami, and then
he
left
left
about Castro. I don't know, but anyway, he wants MLB opening day to be a national holiday. What are you thinking there?
Opening day is generally on a Saturday or Sunday.
I think it's like a Thursday.
Yeah, well, it is a national pastime, but that is changing quickly.
It's
and if we're not getting the
America's
day
game.
after the Super Bowl is a national holiday, there's no way we're getting a baseball holiday.
I don't think that should be a national holiday, but they should move it to Saturdays or Sundays. They should just make sure that opening day is a weekend.
Yeah.
Because if you can make one sporting event thing a national holiday, I want the start of March Madness. I want that Thursday, Friday. Give me that combo 2-day.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Give me that combo because honestly, it's like those two are when they play 16 games. I want to see all of them.
I'm going to see all of them. Sorry, Mom and Dad, if you're listening.
I mean, I want to see all of them. So that if you're going to give me any sports holiday type thing, yes, everybody wants the day after the Super Bowl. But I mean, that should just be a holiday, or that should just be off, because work should just close because of national holiday.
But just to be nice.
Yeah, because I mean, who's not watching the Super Bowl? But I think that if you were going to give anything a national holiday, make it the 2 days before the weekend of March Madness.
Deal. So, 2-loss Florida is now above no-loss Wichita State. You okay with that?
No. I mean,
you are the advocate of the no-lossers. I forgot.
Yes, I am. But also, Wichita State, college basketball, if you can go undefeated a whole season, that means a lot more than college football.
It does. I mean, in college basketball, the last undefeated was 2002, 2003 by St. Joseph. They were ranked number 1, obviously. But Florida State having 2 losses. Florida. If they had 1 loss, I'd be okay with it, especially if it was like a top 5 team. But Wichita State has not played a single ranked team this year.
Okay, and that is where I have trouble with them putting it over, but Florida has 2 losses.
Exactly. Florida does have 2 losses, not just 1. If it was a 1 loss and it was a close game to a top 5 team, I'd be okay with them being above it. Wichita State's 29-0 out of a 31-game season.
And, I mean, we saw that you don't have to play a good team to lose. Syracuse losing to Boston College. Not a good team at all, and lost.
Exactly.
So
I think
you
Florida lost to, like, Missouri.
Yeah, actually, I'll look it up. But, yeah, Wichita State has gone through every game and done what they need to do to win, regardless of how good or how bad the team was. They lost to number 12 UConn and number 20 Wisconsin. So they lost to ranked teams.
Okay. But they weren't, like, top 10 teams.
No. And Wichita State, yes, has not played those top teams, but they've done what they've had to do all season.
29 games in a row.
And that right there is impressive. More impressive than football.
Indeed. Agreed on that one.
Because in football, you have a whole week to prepare, where college basketball, you could have back-to-backs. Or you can go on a 12-game road streak. And to win all of them is just
Impressive.
It's very impressive. So, not okay with that.
Still going on with the standings here, Duke and Kansas both have 6 losses, but they are ranked 6th and 7th. Are you okay with this, knowing that UVA, who's also in the ACC, only have 5 losses, but they're not even in the top 10?
Yeah, UVA is ranked 12th in the AP poll and 11th in the coaches. And Duke and Kansas is actually 5th in the AP poll, and Duke is 6th. And in the coaches poll, Kansas is 6th and Duke is 7th. The next team with 7 losses in the AP, or with 6 or more losses in the AP poll, is 16th. So how do they get to stay up there? Kansas, I don't think Kansas is that good.
They're not. They've lost to unranked teams.
Yeah.
So's Duke, multiple times. But I think, 5 losses for UVA? I think they've had 2 that they've lost that were outside of the top 25, and they were within 7 points, I believe, for each one of those games.
I mean, I'm not even saying UVA should be top 10. St. Louis should be higher. St. Louis is playing great ball. Nobody knows about St. Louis, but St. Louis is playing really well. You got to put Louisville over them. Louisville is 23-4.
Is Kevin Ware still playing?
No, I think he redshirted.
Okay.
I think he played the first game and then he redshirted. I'd say he did something. Creighton's been playing outstanding ball. We all know about Creighton. Creighton 4 losses, 9th. St. Louis 2 losses, 10th. Villanova 3 losses, 8th. Wisconsin 5 losses. San Diego State, Iowa State. Iowa State's got 5 losses and they're in the same conference as Kansas. I mean, I don't know.
I think it might be that they lost to Kansas.
I think they split, actually. I'll look it up, but I believe they split. So to have them, they lost to Kansas once. They only played once. No, they lost to Kansas twice.
Yeah. So,
but still, Kansas has 6 losses, and there's teams that I believe can beat them. If UVA beats Syracuse Saturday, which, by the way, I'm going home, and I was trying to get tickets. The cheapest ticket on StubHub right now is $262.
And that's probably a nosebleed, isn't it?
Yes. $226. I was like, I want to go see. Nope.
Never mind. I'm going to watch it on TV.
Yeah, exactly. But if Virginia beats Syracuse, they should jump to 5th.
Easily.
Because Kansas and Duke, Kansas and Duke should be 10 and 11.
Agreed. Completely. I mean, they're better than most of the other 6 loss teams, but
they are, but
they should not be above the 3 losers, the 4 losers, etc., etc.
And I know the ACC's tough, but I don't think UNC was ranked when they played them and lost. So I don't know if those teams deserve to be top 10, top 7. I mean, they're probably top 10, but top 7, I don't know. Next, Jason Collins. Obviously, if you haven't heard about him, he's the first guy to play in one of the big 4 sports that was openly gay. Sam obviously isn't in the NFL yet, so you can't count him in. But he was signed to a 10-day contract by the Nets.
Yep.
And he had to wear number 46 yesterday because they hadn't had number 98 prepared. But number 98 jerseys are now becoming available to purchase because of high demand. I guess what high demand on a guy who scored no points,
1 steal,
2 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, and 5 fouls in 10.5 minutes. And there's a high demand for his jersey.
On the social aspect and the monetary aspect, I get it because I mean, money, 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 money. First gay guy to play in any of the sports.
The
money,
NBA,
money, money.
yeah, the NBA cashing in on it, not a problem at all. If people want to buy it,
However,
without a doubt, but do it.
I am upsetting people thinking that it's a big thing that finally we're breaking barriers and all that, and the first openly gay man is now played in a major sport. But on the other hand,
I just want to throw something. You're gonna buy his jersey, and it's a 10-day contract. If they don't pick up the next 10-day, they can do a 10-day, and then they have to decide if they want to keep him or not. So he could literally play for a week and be done.
which would make those jerseys worth a lot of money in 20 years.
Not really, but he's not a good player. Okay,
he's a horrible player. It's true. I'm not even going to argue on that.
He's the first gay player, but you can't put that much money on the. If he was the first gay player and he was going Kevin Durant numbers, and he only played for 10 games, somehow he retired after that.
Done.
But I don't know. He's just he's not even an average player.
He was below average in his 10.5 minutes. Mind you, at the same time, he's 35 years old.
Yes,
So he's not going to have a career after this.
He fits the AARP team of the Nets.
But I'm trying to be politically correct on this one here.
Just say it, and I'll clean it up for you, because I feel the same way you do, I believe.
He sucks. He's horrible.
Yeah.
He can't play basketball well enough to be in the league anymore. And yes, he is gay. Good for him. He's broken the barrier. I'm not going to drop $60 on someone who's been in the league for 10 days.
Oh, it's more than that.
Yeah,
a nice,
probably $100.
Yeah, a nice jersey is like $100, $120.
He's been in the league for 12 years. He's done nothing.
Nope.
Yeah, he's a stand-up guy from what you're hearing off of ESPN and all that. And
that's another thing. ESPN just
he will probably make it to the Hall of Fame simply because he was the first gay player.
Nah, he'll have a section in the Hall of Fame, like a plaque, but he himself will not make the Hall of Fame.
So, while I am happy for him for being comfortable with his sexuality and playing in one of the four major sports, disappointed in people raising him onto a pedestal, if that makes sense.
If you're not watching this right now, or if you're gonna watch it on YouTube or on YouTube, I'm going to put in a picture during this one. I think this picture represents exactly what's going on to a point. It's a reporter and of Tim Tebow crudely drawing, obviously. And it said Tim Tebow saying, "I'm a Christian," and the reporter's walking away saying, "Keep it to yourself." And then it's got Colin standing there and it says, "I'm gay." And the reporter says, "Tell me more about tell me more, you big hero." It's not.
I'm with you on this.
Just
I'm all
a thing. Oh yeah,
I'm all for social rights for everyone. But if you want social equality, you can't put people who are different than the norm onto a high pedestal and make them seem better than everyone else.
Right. And
if I know that's going to make me come off as crude, a jerk, I get that. But that's the point.
It's not any different. It's not like there's not other gay people in the world. Because there is. Just like in Tim Tebow, everybody's Christian. Okay, Tim Tebow, shut up. But this one gay guy comes out, and then honestly, ESPN has taken this, and I think ESPN did that, and this is why I feel this now. They just have done so much overboard with it. I'm tired of hearing about the story. Just let the man play, and if ESPN needs to talk about him, let it be because he dropped 20 points. Not because let's not make a story every time he plays.
But once again, good for him for being the first openly gay guy in any sport.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I mean, if the NBA can make money off of that, without a doubt, do it. But if you're gonna buy his jersey just on that fact, because honestly, if you're buying his jersey, you cannot tell me what other teams he's been on. At this point,
Timberwolves, Nets, boom, got it. Anyway,
Grizzly as well,
and he played for Stanford in college.
So
I know Mike Collins.
So if you're gonna buy the jersey, just think twice about it. In an NBA, sell the jersey if people really want it. But you might only have 10 days because he wasn't that great.
Okay, moving on. Baseball. Home plate collisions are being taken out of baseball, but not entirely. The rule states that if the runner is keeping a direct path, he is allowed to make contact with anybody that is on the plate, if it be the catcher or someone covering it. However, he is not allowed to go out of his way to slam into the guy to make sure he is safe. So it's no, egregious actions are allowed to be taken. What do you think about this? Is this a good move?
How do I put? It's not a good move in the fact of baseball in the fan watching, but it's a good rule by baseball. It's not something as a fan I want to see, but I totally understand why the MLB made this rule to protect the players. So it will stay in effect, but the fans won't like it, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. Like with football and hockey becoming huge major things in America because we like to see big people hit even bigger people. However, these are unpadded men except for the catcher who has loose padding that's able to take blunt from really small baseballs. You're going to see collisions create a lot of injuries in the baseball world along with dives and all that, but I agree with this on a sense of keep them safe. They're multi-million-dollar investments. On the other hand, as a fan, I enjoy seeing, okay, how much does he want to take this score and put the team with him? And I like to see the collision at home plate that says, okay, I might hurt myself quite a bit, but I'm here to score and win for the team. I like to see that.
And that's another thing. You're taking out that final, or like something that could be the game-winning run in the World Series because you trucked the catcher and he dropped the ball. Now it's, well, he's out of the way. So you can, and now catchers are literally going to line up on the side of the line and tag you because they don't have to stand on the base path anymore or they'll get trucked, and they know that. And I mean, again, I know why they made the rule because it's safer for the players. And I agree that it should be safer for the players because Buster Posey was out for the season. But it's not what I want to see. I want to see the huge collision and the helmet fly off and wonder if he hold onto the ball and then he hold his glove up.
And then the dust settles and the umpire calls.
He's out.
Oh. All right, so Barry Bonds, staying on the topic of baseball, is going to help the Giants, San Francisco Giants, with their hitting this spring and during the training. What do you think? I just think he should go out there and just start throwing needles at him.
Terrible idea on the Giants' part. Not quite sure why they did this. I think Barry Bonds is
good contact hitter, had average power before the steroids happened.
And then yes, but now we don't know how long was he not a power hitter.
You could tell the year the steroids started because he went from someone like my skinny to just ripped and massive.
And what year was that? Second year, third year?
Yeah, it was fourth, fifth year.
Okay, so we saw decent contact for 3 to 4 years.
And then
we just
saw average power.
And then we saw huge power.
And decent contact.
And okay contact. I don't know if he's the person I'm going to bring in to teach my people how to hit contact.
On the one hand, steroids did play a huge part in that. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
On the other hand, there are certain technicalities that he fixed with his swing on the rubber band motion that causes more power off the hip flexor out automatically. So while he can teach him that, he can't teach him as much as you'd want him to because steroids are obviously clouding that.
But I mean, I would rather have somebody who... Pete Rose, the greatest hitter of all time, would be a great hitting coach.
No, sir, he is banned from any and all contact of the MLB. Okay?
Because he bet.
Hey, he shouldn't have bet. I'm joking.
Yeah, I know. But yet, Pete Rose. Somebody who tainted the game of baseball in taking over the record of home runs. Because that's what he did, taint the game of baseball, and now that rule means nothing.
Nothing.
Or, not the rule, now the record. Because he cheated to get it. But he still has it, but he cheated to get it. So I don't think that is... And I think he's doing this mostly to try to get people's minds off of his steroids.
Yeah.
I'm
actually a good guy who cares about baseball. I don't care about the money and the records.
And then he's going to try to, I'm a good guy. Oh, and then the voters, he's a good guy. And then he makes the Hall of Fame somehow. But the Giants shouldn't have put themselves in this situation because now if I was the MLB, I'd test every single one of their players after spring training.
You want to know my real secret?
Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna. Yes, sir. Now we're gonna move on to the last topic, so to speak.
AlexIsWrong.com.
Yeah, the sports unbiased debates. That's a mouthful to say.
Sports unbiased debates.
Yeah, it's gotta run together.
So you can't be biased with this. So I can't be biased with this first one.
Lakers and Knicks have been huge disappointments. I think that's probably an understatement. But who has been the bigger disappointment out of the two huge disappointments?
By and far the Lakers. Because you lost Kobe, that was disappointing. Powell's done nothing. You had to pick up Kent Bazemore, who I'm a fan of. He's an Old Dominion alum.
They traded for him, yeah.
They traded for Kent Bazemore, and their leading scorer in the last 2 days is Kent Bazemore now. So that's obvious to show that this stacked powerhouse of a team, not even 2 or 3 years ago, has become nothing.
I'm gonna have to disagree. The Knicks are definitely the bigger disappointment, and the fact that, as you stated, the Lakers lost Kobe and they have Pat left. You guys still have Melo.
Yeah, but we don't have Amari.
Okay, Melo dropped 41. Melo is
44 points. He's averaging 41
in the last 4 games, and you guys are last 3 games, and you're 0-3. With your star player there, Tyson Chandler, who you like, I think he's a good defensive player. I don't think he's your offensive powerhouse, but he's a good defensive player. And Melo dropped 41 last night.
44 last night.
44 last night, and you lost on a buzzer beater, but you lost. And you're in the East.
But we played a West team.
But you're in the terrible East, and you're not in playoff contentions. The Bobcats are above you. When the Bobcats are above you, you know you're a bad team. This is
supposed to be a debate, not a rip Tyler apart. Jeez,
no, but
the Lakers
are in the West.
Yes, and they're what, third to last in the West?
I'll look it up, but they're down there for sure.
They still have one of the, at least who used to be one of the best centers in the entire league, in Pau Gasol. They still have Swaggy P.
He got soft last year. Last year, Pau Gasol dropped off.
It's obviously a drop off on the coach's part there.
Yeah, D'Antoni's a terrible coach.
Yeah.
But Mike Brown's not better either.
Yeah. You have Kent Bazemore now, who's now your leading scorer. I think put Collins on that team. He's going to play better.
Collins. There you go. The Lakers are last in the West.
Dead last?
19-37.
And what are the Knicks' record?
21-36.
Case closed. You lose.
So the Knicks have played more games and only lost one less, and won 2 more. But you're playing the East.
Okay.
You're playing the East. You should be better than this.
You're dead last behind. You're dead last in the West, and in the East, there's what, 3 teams below you? I want to say Orlando, probably Milwaukee, and Washington. No, not Washington.
No, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Orlando, Boston.
Got it.
Milwaukee.
The Knicks are at least still in playoff contention.
This is true, but again,
if you go to the playoffs, your season's not a disappointment.
2, 3, 4. There's 4. The 5th through 8th seeds are under 500. 1, 2. The 2 teams out of playoff contention, the first 2 out of playoff contention in the West are still 500, or still above 500.
Well, disappointments. You lose. We're gonna move. We're gonna move here. At least the Knicks are gonna possibly make the playoffs.
Not at all.
Number 3, Dale Earnhardt.
His number.
That's his number. His number is now being allowed back in NASCAR, and this is coming off of Dale Earnhardt Jr. number 88's win on the Daytona 500 on Saturday. Is this a good idea or Sunday? Sorry.
It's a terrible idea.
His number was retired. That's like bringing back number 42 in baseball. Yeah. He was a legend.
Austin Dillon is the guy who got it. He went to the Earnhardt family and asked, which is nice of him to do and nice of them to allow.
It's cocky of him to do.
But the only person in NASCAR right now that should wear the number 3 is his son, if he wanted to do it.
I don't know about you, but if my dad, for some reason, out of nowhere became a professional NASCAR driver or professional football player, broke records, was amazing, died on the track, I would be utterly just so much anger towards you for even coming to me and asking me if I can use his number. No, that was his. How cocky can you possibly be?
There's 3 numbers in sports that should be retired. 23 in all of the sport.
42?
Nobody should wear 23, 42, or use the number 3 in NASCAR. In their respected sports, nobody should use those numbers.
Agreed.
And I mean, he literally gave his life for it.
For the sport that he loved, and this dude, no one's ever heard of him. He's won no races.
No Sprint Cup. I think he might have won some nationwide, but nobody watches nationwide.
No of the actual mattering NASCAR races have even been top 5. You are a absolute no one in this sport, and you're going to come up and try to take the man who gave his life for the sport and try to take his number.
And he's racing in a black car. It's not even like it's number 3 on a neon green car with a blue number. He's racing the black, red, and white.
And that is not only horribly disrespectful, but so cocky.
It is. And I mean, the only person, they should either do the only person that races with the number. Could be his son, and if his son doesn't want to do it, do a Dale Earnhardt Day. The race
everyone wears 3?
Yeah, at the race he died at, all the drivers wear number 3.
On Daytona 500?
I don't think he died on the
Daytona 500.
Was it?
He died
Then
on 500.
one of the Daytona 500s.
Or an Indy 500.
Everybody races. It was not Indy.
So it was definitely Daytona 500.
Everybody that races that day, number 3 on their car. But to have one person
Not even affiliated to the family.
come in, a family friend, come in and say, I want to race number 3 in the color scheme.
Now, how good of a family friend was he?
I mean, it shouldn't matter. I mean, he was a pretty close family friend.
So it's not cocky. It's still cocky on his part, but it's not as disrespectful.
No,
But
it's disrespectful that you can't choose.
It's not disrespectful to the family. It's disrespectful to the sport.
One out of 99 other. Literally, you had 99 other numbers to
Well,
choose
98 other choices.
from. No, because you have 0.
Oh, you're right. 99 other choices. There
So
you go.
you literally have 99 other choices. Oh, well, there's 24 cars. Okay, so you have 80. Whatever, 76. You have 76 different numbers to choose from.
No, I want 3.
I mean, I wore number 3. I actually wore number 3 because of him.
Well, no, you can't. You lose.
Yeah, I know.
Because he is.
Yeah.
He took it.
Yeah, I wasn't going to drive NASCAR anyway, so that's okay.
Well, loser.
Yeah, no. We'll move on. Kyrie Irving is going to be offered, obviously, being the MVP of the All-Star game. He's going to be offered a max contract extension at the end of the season. What should he do?
So I don't sound stupid here. He's with Cleveland, right?
Yes.
He is boned if he does, boned if he doesn't.
Cleveland is 22 and 35 there above the New York Knicks.
He should take that extension and stay so he doesn't get LeBron'd.
He means less to the organization than LeBron did because LeBron was from Cleveland, obviously. But
He's their star player.
yes, don't take it until the draft. See where you get, because I mean, right now they're not going to get a lottery pick. I don't think. They might still. See where you land in the draft. Depending on who they draft, depends on who you.
So if they draft well, do you stay, or they draft badly, you stay?
You draft well, you stay.
So abandon all ship. Abandon your team and everything if they suck.
Yep.
So why is that okay for Kyrie Irving and not LeBron James when he abandoned ship when they sucked other than him?
It wasn't. I never said it was a bad move on his part. It was a bad move in the fact that the way he went about it.
Yeah, the decision was stupid.
Kyrie
Yeah.
Irving would not go, oh, I may stay with you guys, but I'm going to do a decision in 3 teams, and you're going to find out with the nation. Like, that's a terrible idea. I mean, he honestly was, like, dangling himself in front of them and then said, no, I'm going to Miami.
But at the same time, Kyrie Irving,
Yeah.
depending, how much did they offer him max money too? Did they? Put him
I
at,
don't
like,
know. It's off of I'm guessing so. I'm guessing it's a max contract, max money.
Depending on the draft, depending on the money, I'd stay almost any which way. But everyone, especially young people, want to win their championships. So if you're not going to win one in Cleveland, I'd leave, but you should stay.
If they can
Because
get a
I'm not
top
you.
pick and get what's his name? Imbrid.
Inbred?
Yeah. If they can get him at center, that would be a good thing. Bennett was their first mistake. Drafting Anthony Bennett last year was they should have got Noel, let him rest, then you would have a destroying lineup. They need a small forward, so maybe if you get really high up there, if you get number 1 overall, Kyrie Irving stay because they're going to get Parker
Jabari Parker. Would be nasty.
or Wiggins if they get 2.
Okay,
If they get 1 or 2, he stays.
because we're leaning on a time here, we're going to move on to our next one here. Jadeveon Clowney had a fantastic combine. He ran a faster 40 than all of the QBs,
Including Manziel.
22 out of the 30 running backs, 15 out of the 16 tight ends.
And he actually ran a faster 40 than all of the scrambling quarterbacks in the league right now, except Robert Griffin.
What was it, like a 4.41?
I think it was a 4.53. And he tied Kaepernick. He beat
Wilson?
Yeah, Wilson. And he beat Newton.
Does this mean the Texans need to take him first over Manziel?
I think they should have took him before over Manziel first, but now definitely yes.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one. They need a quarterback badly.
Yes, but not Manziel.
Okay, even Bortles. Who are you going to pick up out of this draft right now that's better than Manziel?
McCarron.
So pick him up first.
No, you don't pick first overall. When there's a beast like that out there, Jadeveon Clowney, who ran a faster 40
You're
than
telling me
22 running backs.
if they pick up Jadeveon Clowney, is McCarron going to be open in the next round? You don't think McCarron will be picked up first round whatsoever?
No.
By any team?
No.
The best quarterback in college history. The
Yes.
most winning quarterback in college history is
No.
not going to be picked up
No.
in the first round at all.
Nope.
Where is your logic on that?
Who needs a quarterback? Name teams right now that need a quarterback.
Jaguars.
Okay.
If your name...
they're
if-
in the top. They're in the top 5.
If you are not the Saints, if you are not the Patriots, Green Bay, or Denver, you need a quarterback.
Not necessarily.
What team doesn't out of that?
The
maybe
Colts,
the Panthers and the Colts.
The Colts shouldn't pick
And
up.
Seahawks,
The
obviously.
Steelers shouldn't pick up one. Ben's there for.
Ben's getting
a
old.
while.
Have him train behind Ben.
You don't need that right now, though. Why waste a draft pick on that? Get an offensive lineman. There's a lot. A team might not have the best quarterback, but they have bigger holes.
Okay, so I'll go off your question then. Jaguars, Rams.
Yep. No, Rams don't need one. Rams said they're sticking behind their quarterback, so therefore the Rams are out.
Okay. So Jaguars, like I said, the Vikings.
The Vikings maybe
They need a quarterback.
They do need a quarterback, but I don't think they'll go for a
The
quarterback.
Dolphins.
The Dolphins have a young quarterback. They won't go for it.
They just said they traded their young quarterback, and then their other quarterback sucked even worse.
He was the young one. He was a rookie, I think.
The Texans.
The Texans, again, I think the Texans will trade for a high second-round pick and get McCarron, because when a beast like that is on the board, you don't pass him up.
The Bills.
He ran a faster 40 than 22 running backs.
The Bills. The Bills need a quarterback.
22 running backs.
But our argument here is McCarron's not going to be here for the second round.
No, yes, he is going to be there for a second.
I
He
just
will be.
named out 6 teams that need a quarterback right there.
But that doesn't mean they take him first round, or they don't want to take
You.
I mean,
this
you
is
have-
a pass-happy league. You build around your passing. Look at
we learned it's a defensive league.
it's a defensive-oriented league, but you need both.
Yes, but if there's a beast like that out there, you take him. He literally is a one-man defense. Him and J.J. Watt on the same line. Good
We're-
luck passing the ball.
We're going to agree to disagree
luck.
because of his last year in South Carolina, where he did almost nothing.
Good luck passing the ball on that. When they take him, if they take Manziel over him, if they take
Just
Bridgewater,
because
okay.
you're fast doesn't mean you're going to be a great defensive lineman.
But if they take Manziel over him, it was the stupidest pickup they could do. Maybe take Bortles, maybe take Bridgewater. But if they take Manziel number 1 overall, they wasted that pick.
So we're going to have a Dorito chip on Manziel's shoulder? No Fritos?
Oh, it's gonna be
Straight Dorito?
It's gonna be a restaurant style Tostito.
Nice.
Last one.
How much should NFL teams put into the draft combine about a player's draft stock, a.k.a. Clowney?
In general, you usually know who's gonna go first. This year's been a little more difficult to call because it started with Clowney, then we went to Manziel. Well, that started with Bridgewater, then went to Clowney, then Manziel. So this year's kind of been up and down. But usually you're not going to put too much into it until you get further in the draft. But you put some into it, but mostly the body of work they had over their college career.
Which would be McCarron is the most winning quarterback of all time.
He's not going to go first round, and he's definitely not going first overall.
I don't think first overall, but he should be a first-round draft pick.
But he won't be.
Andrew Luck was.
And Andrew Luck has shown that he's a great quarterback. McCarron's going to have to prove that. And I don't think that he will. Soon.
In what way would he not have a better first 2 seasons than Andrew Luck?
Because
He was a better pocket passer.
He was
a better scrambler.
He was not a better scrambler.
Yes, he was.
Andrew Luck was a better scrambler.
I'm going to disagree.
Andrew Luck was a better scrambling quarterback.
Disagreeing.
McCarron.
McCarron would keep plays going. Every time. He had the least amount of sacks in the entire league the last 4 years he's played.
He also had a pretty much NFL offensive line.
But at the same time, they're going to crack through at points.
At points.
At points, and he scrambled out of the way every time.
But you have the best offensive line in the game.
I think you are underselling McCarron much more than you should be.
No, I just don't think that he's going to go first round. He's going to be a good quarterback in the league, and he would be great on the Texans as a second-round draft pick.
I don't think he's lasting to the second round, but
He's
So
last
are
in
you
the
saying we
second
should put a lot into the combine about their stock?
I'm saying you should put some, but you also need to look at the body of work they did in
because you could
college.
just have off days.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Manziel probably not. You probably should look at his draft combine and go, "Wow, he got beat by the best scrambling quarterback in the draft. Got beat by a defensive lineman, even though he did beat 22 of the 30 running backs
All of the quarterbacks.
and 22 running backs.
Yeah.
But I mean, that just shows Clowney's a beast.
It shows he's fast.
But we've seen what he could do in college. I mean, the ESPN is still showing that hit on Michigan where he knocked the dude's helmet off.
That was a good hit.
And I think last year, he was saving himself. He goes,
For marriage?
yeah.
Okay, good.
No,
Marriage of the Texans?
Yeah. You knew that he was like, okay, I want to get my payday. So that's all we got, I guess. We're gonna leave you with a video. If you watch YouTube, you'll see the video. Somebody in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
Poor fella. But in the meantime, while you're checking that out, make sure to follow us on Twitter at cupcheck_radio or Facebook us at cupcheckradio.
Yeah, and be sure to look at the YouTube. We'll put the link on both of those, but as well, if you want to just search Cupcheck Radio, that's where it's gonna be.
Yeah. I'm Tyler.
I'm Alex.
And this is Cup Check on WODU, the best in college radio. You guys have a nice night.